especially in the high bell. I'm working all the switches and the generators. I know. You got 4 hours of battery power. You got 4 days of diesel fuel. San Francisco's got a lake underneath their command post. I moved their offices to the B of A office on Van Ness. Remember when Van Ness?
Still.
Yeah. They've got a month's worth of diesel fuel.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Rides a program.
Which you have to bring in more.
Which you have to change
awesome.
every 6 months.
Where are you guys from? Are you from
I ended up doing their offices for
Is this the one
the
that
controller's
takes off
office,
Children's?
which will turn into a command post.
Oh.
I put everything on their command post, the controller's office, because they found Katrina. The problem with Katrina was they couldn't move any money. And right across the street is the vaults for Bank of America, and it was a Bank of America building, and there's tunnels that go underneath 12th Street that you can drive armored cars through. So the money's over there. We got the building, and it's been retrofitted to handle anything. Yeah, and I put all of the controller's office on. You walk into a place and it says, you look for a red plug, and that's generator power. The ATS kicks in, and they got the big screen TVs and all the phone lines and all that stuff. And it's away from any other big tall building. Another's going to fall.
Something, yeah.
That's where they're stupid when they put the comm centers in the basements. Really, really bright.
Well, I guess if the basement falls, the whole thing probably.
Well, that's what happened to San Mateo during the earthquake. She lost some precast off the outside of the building. My ex-wife was a PBX operator then, and dispatch was next door. And the OES, we're going to call the OES office, is in the basement. The Bell helicopter, you know, and it's below sea level.
Yeah, so it will float, and then it does it.
Well, the other day we went. Technically, it's like 20,000 feet, but as far as landing, probably about 10,000. 8, 9, 10. It really depends on the time of year and the temperature and the curve, the rate.
Yeah, because that rotor won't pick up a lot. The air gets a little too light.
The air gets light. Some of the blades, the engine.
If you try to go
and the engine.
You can't. Just reach a certain level, or we actually start to fall. And
yeah, you will. And the temperature on the engine will start to get to the red line to a point where you don't want to get to.
Was it down board or something? They had the two black hospital went for recoveries. Yeah.
Oh, the one that hit the side of the mountain?
It's too high. And they picked the load up and couldn't keep it, and then
they chipped in.
Actually, at Fort Lewis, they have a Chinook ready for rescue from Mount Rainier and that area.
Yeah. But that's a big bird.
And if you light it up, it's all
our real goal is to light there. So what we try to do is coordinate with these other agencies, have them bring the patient to us, and then we can take them, instead of having to reconfigure their helicopter, we can take the patient, load them into our stuff, and we can actually provide a little bit of advanced care. So,
you offer the solar range, you don't show the solar. We can, we have, but generally that's held up by the guys. We've gone in. I mean, we've gone to elk mortality farm. We went in the valley. All the different places. But generally, it's the guys up north are doing it. We're getting into Sierra National Forest quite a bit, though. We cover a big portion of that. So, Bass Lake, Tiny Keys, all the near wilderness. So we have a pretty big that's it. As far as food goes, again, and there's genetics. In our center, that's about 3 to 5 years of critical care advanced trauma experience. Paramedics have been with 3 to 5 genetics. And the paramedics sometimes so EMS is a pretty dangerous field just because it's so unpredictable, and you're called out at the last minute. Definitely takes a little bit more experience than the average.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, last weekend, did any of you guys pick up the guys
that's our charting.
From,
we chart on that.
Some guy had a... Okay.
Just do all the patient care reports on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually old technology. Yeah. All our stuff is Windows based, so we're looking at new tablets. They evolve all the time, but we tend to get the old stuff. Hold on to it. We might do a little loading demo here to kind of show you the logistics. If you guys are going to load with us, depending on where we're at, we can do hot loading. Primarily in on-scene calls, we do hot loading. In a backcountry situation, it's a little bit different depending on the LZ, how long we have, or how many people we have. Shutting down a helicopter is inherently kind of a gamble. Just because you never know, it's like a Volkswagen bus. You never quite sure. There's so many moving parts. These things are always, and it's a very reliable helicopter. But there are times when every day what happens is the pilot and mechanic go out and they check things. Hourly, maintenance has to occur, and there always seems to be something. So we generally try not to shut down. There's been things. So. If we do a hot load, the crew's going to come out. We're going to go ahead and brief you guys on anything that's going on. We're going to assess the patient. We try to assess the patient away from the helicopter just so we can get a good feel for what's going on. Once we do that, one person will lead us in. One person's going to come prep the ship, open up the door, unbuckle the seat belts. And what we'll do is, we usually approach from the 9 o'clock 90-degree angle straight on. Okay. Any things that need to change, we're going to go ahead and guide it. But always follow the discretion of the crew members. We're always looking at the pilot. That's one of the things before we approach the helicopter, we're looking at the pilot to make sure everything's going on. We come in at the 9 o'clock and then we just lift the patient in feet first and slide them on in there. So at any time, if you guys are with us and something flies into your eyes, generally we ask you to take your hats off, not backwards. I know that you think that helps, but it doesn't. There's still hundreds of miles an hour of wind and turbulence and whatnot coming at us. So we ask you to take your hats off. And anybody with eye protection is preferable. It's because of the debris that flies up. You'll see that when we come out, we generally have the visors with our helmets and ear protection. So, fire guys are great because they always have their turnouts in their helmets. If something gets in your eye, we just ask that you take a knee. And then once we're done, we load the patient, whoever, one of the crew members will walk you out past the rotor arc here. And then once you're out past that, we ask that you just stay away from the helicopter. If you guys need to come back for any other information or something comes up that we need to talk, make eye contact with one of the crew members and we'll come out to you. If you drop a paper, don't go chasing it towards the tail rotor arcs. It's happened. That's why I say it. People from agencies that should know better is all I'll say.
I remember the old 8-star rear loaders.
Yeah, they're both house.
Nervous.
Yeah. Well, they have super high tail rotors.
Yeah, but he's standing back there as you're stuffing something.
That's all we've seen.
Yeah, see,
it's a tail loader.
Yeah.
It may be high, but it's still running the same.
There's only a few aircraft that do that now. The EC-145s, the Eurocopters, they do that. So the police helicopters and like Stanfords and a few other programs, they don't really have the altitude performance that these ones do. So you generally won't see them back here. When we're on scene and we land, we will assign people to make sure that LZ is secure. So, we'll make sure someone's at the tail, making sure no one's coming towards the helicopter. Any questions?
Well, I know when we were at another SAREX, 5 helicopters came in, and one was the Huey, and it was very impressive. They were going to do a hot load with the dogs. Mm-hmm. All the dogs had their goggles on. It was such a trip.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, can we take the litter out and practice bringing it in?
We don't actually take that litter out. We'll need to grab a backboard. Otherwise, we're going to have to put you in our kit. So I asked one of the gentlemen earlier to bring a backboard over. So once the board gets here, we can strap somebody in and definitely practice.
Do we get to ride in the helicopter?
Today? No, unfortunately.
How much money you got?
That's right. Right. Just be glad you don't get to ride at this helicopter.
Yeah, right. This is not what you want. You don't want to. Pretty bad off.
So you get older and then you can crew it.
Yeah, practice your saluting. They'll let you do that. That's right. Go to school. Go to school.
Yeah, they have get 105. Yeah, I saw one of them flying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We've been up here a couple times. The CHP was here yesterday, and they had the one with the winch on the side.
Right. They work with them quite a bit. They'll pull them out of an area, then we'll transport them from there.
Yeah. What kills me is that we have to do it with the horses too. Horses don't care about the health.
This is not waterproof anymore.
It's the riders, and the riders transfer everything to the horse.
You guys get inside?
Rider gets theirs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's definitely not.
We're not going to get one of these days. No. You may pick a horse. You may lift a horse.
You can.
No, we don't have a cargo hook on
Puddle water out there.
Yeah, it's just
Plus the horse weighs at least
Wintertime water.
800-900 pounds. You need a human.
But actually, we could lift it.
For a quick pitch. Yeah, well, because I can log down to the rescue too. And we can make it